now. Here's my new McPherson carbon fiber. Can you see? It's real shiny. There you go. See the detail in the top? This is a carbon fiber and carbon fiber guitar. Sorry for the noise, but I just banged it on the tabletop and it's not going to dent. It's not going to scratch. I think this is my new touring guitar. It's very comfortable, and listen to this. Hallelujah. So the airlines can treat it poorly, and I'm just watching my levels here. Am I coming through okay? Oh my goodness. I showed you my nice replacement guitar last week for my 20-year-old McPherson that the airlines destroyed. And I took that beautiful guitar with me to Peru. Last Thursday night, we had 3,000 or 4,000 in Chilcayo, Peru. And then I won't tell you the schedule because it was exhaustive. We're probably posting pictures on the website. And then the next day on Friday, we flew back to Lima in a stadium built for 50,000. Actually, 50,000 was only about half of the capacity. This is a football stadium. It looked like a capacity of about 100,000. They cut off half of it. I don't know how many we had Saturday night. We spent the entire day on Saturday there at the stadium, got up early to do our sound check, and when we arrived at 8:30 or 9 in the morning, 8 o'clock, we were supposed to be done by 10 because there were 3 other bands and speakers and We finally left the stadium at 2:30 in the afternoon. We were there the whole time. They still hadn't gotten it set up. Anyway, we had over 10,000 that night. Many, hundreds and hundreds of salvations, rededications. There were healings, and a couple people walked out of their wheelchairs, came up on the platform and gave the Lord all the glory. So although it was exhausting, it was a great trip. The Lord showed up, and that's all that matters to me. And that's all that matters to us, right? In our daily lives. wherever we are. Starting today, we're planning for our Board of Directors meeting that will take us all the way through to Sunday. And then on Tuesday, early in the morning, I get on planes to go to Guatemala City for some prophetic meetings with leadership there, the President of the Congress, the President of the nation, the past President of the nation, a Stand with Israel night with the Jewish community, hopefully. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. But I think they will for this. And then a concert night. And we've put together a team of musicians that are going to travel with us all over Latin America because we're spending so much time there. And great guys. They speak English as well as Spanish, but they're worshipers, a bass player, a drummer, who's also a dental surgeon. Really crazy. I came home the last 2 days now after being with him. I have a toothache. I need to go see it. Crazy. Lots of witchcraft. Lots of resistance, but we powered through. Bless the Lord. Pardon me for my little frog, but I think I just swallowed the frog. And in your presence, that's where I am strong. Here in your presence, oh Lord, you're my God. En tu presencia es donde fuerte soy. Allí buscaré tu gracia, Señor. Oh, I'm in Spanish. I'm having trouble getting back to English now that I'm in Spanish. In your presence, oh God. That's where I am strong, and in your presence, oh Lord my God, here in your presence, that's where I belong, seeking your face, touching your the cleft of the rock. In your presence, oh God, and I want to go where the rivers cannot overflow me, where my feet are Abu Dhabi, nice. And I want to hide where the blazing fire cannot burn me. In your presence, oh God, and in your presence, hello Canada, that's where I am strong, and in your presence, oh Lord my God, and in your presence, that's where I belong, seeking your face and touching your grace. and in your presence, that's where I am strong. Here in your presence, oh Lord my God, en tu presencia es donde fuerte soy. That's such a good line. And in your presence, that's where I belong. Seeking your face, Lord, I need your grace. Come on, how many of you need His grace today? Go ahead and just raise your hand unless you're driving. Especially if you're driving a motorcycle. Don't do that. How many of you need His grace today? Go ahead and just say, yes, Lord, that's me. I need your grace. Lord, I pray for the grace of your face. Para tu gracia de tu rostro. Para mis amigos y mis hermanas, my friends in Abu Dhabi, in Latin America, in Canada. I wasn't watching all of the nations that have joined us today. His grace. His grace. Shalom from Brazil. Eu sou brasileiro. I'm coming to Brazil in, is it June? Or is it July? The grace of God is not only His power to forgive sin. Yes, it is, but better than that, Chesed, the Chesed Adonai, it's His power living inside of us, you ready? To overcome sin, so that we're not repeating over and over in the same, oh, God, forgive me, I fell again and again and again, year after year. Listen, I'm not pointing the finger. I know what it is, those voices and those temptations, those things that used to rule our lives. I've been walking with the Lord now for 45 years. And it's not that they don't keep coming to the door. It's now His grace that gives you the power to just keep the door shut. Don't open the door. No, you don't even need to talk through the door. Who is it? Who is it, that little thing that used to keep me captive? Oh, let me in, let me in. No, it's His grace that says no. No. And where do you find that? En tu presencia es donde fuerte soy. In your presence, that's where I belong. And at those times, when those things come knocking, if you'll just call on the name of the Lord, Lord, Señor, ayúdame ahora. Instead of considering the pleasantness of that sin for the moment, consider that his face will keep you and protect you. And you overcome by the power of his presence, the word of your testimony. Call on the name of the Lord. He's a strong tower of safety. I didn't intend to preach today, but this is just a little word of encouragement. If you don't know how, just take up a song for a moment. Lord, in your presence, that's where I am strong. And in your presence, that's where I belong. In your presence, I need your grace. I'm seeking your face. It's this simple, I promise. And he'll take you through. He'll carry you over. And when the tempter leaves the door and says, I'll try again another day, and he will. But when the temptation leaves and you find yourself in a place of victory, then you take up a song of praise. Hay gran luz de poder y de salvación entre los rostros del Señor. Hay gran luz de poder y de salvación entre los rostros del Señor. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous of the Lord. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous of the Lord. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things for us. The Lord's right hand has lifted me high. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things for me. The Lord's right hand reigns on high. The Lord's right hand reigns on high. Sing for joy in the Lord, O ye righteous ones. Etc., 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 etc. And shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous of the Lord. Hallelujah. And you don't need a guitar and you don't need tracks. You just need a heart that's overflowing in gratitude. And even if it's not overflowing in gratitude, if you'll just take up a song, a shout of praise, it will overflow with gratitude if you'll just open up your mouth. Those times, don't be silent. That's the worst thing you can do. Sit there and be silent and listen to the competing voices. No, just Lord of eternity, the mystery behind the veil. Lord over heaven and God of Israel, come with your wisdom and power, clothed in your honor and strength. Lord, hear the cry of my heart, come a conquering King, etc., etc., etc. And you'll find your place in his space, looking at his face with gratitude for the victory. In Latin America, I declare, decláralo, soy vencedor, porque la batalla es del Señor. In other words, for the rest of us, I am the victor. The victor. I am the victor because the battle is the Lord's. And if we'll just leave it at that, he carries us through every time. Wow. Our time goes so fast. My clock on the wall that I keep glancing at has run out of battery. So it says I still have 15 minutes left. But it's going to say that until I change the battery. So I'm going to let you go today. But thank you for joining me. You know what? I wanted to apologize because, yes, Linda, etc., etc. I was in Peru last week, very busy, and I didn't make arrangements for Worship Wednesday. Is it this week? No, starting next week, Shabbat in Your Home has all new episodes because some of you have joined us as world partners. Would you do that? Because some of you have joined us as world partners, we drilled 10 wells in Zimbabwe for the Messianic Jewish Lemba people who are now sharing that water with their Muslim and Christian neighbors. So those 10 wells, are you ready for this? We just found out because we sat with Pastor Dixon for Zimbabwe yesterday. He's here in Jacksonville. And he told us that those 10 wells are now serving 100,000 people every day. And our Messianic Lemba Jewish people who were persecuted and scorned for being Jews are now being sung as heroes because the water that was given to them, well, first by God, right? Because the water's there. But it cost us about $18,000 a well to drill, put up the big tanks, run the lines, the pumps, the solar panels, and whatnot. And it's now being shared with the entire community. So the non-believer, the Muslim neighbors, the Christian neighbors are now benefiting from those wells that we've placed at Lemba majority schools in Zimbabwe. And we have only just begun. Come and join us. You can click, I'm sure we've got a link here. Mexico. Hello, Carlos. We're coming to Mexico, Monterrey, sometime later this year for a live recording. We're calling Una Vez Más, todo en español, la lengua del cielo. And Philippines, I love you there in the Philippines. You are the second largest audience for our music, but I haven't been there for quite a while. So we're looking forward to getting back to being with you. All I need is an invitation. Next week we're going to Guatemala. Miss Elaya, hello, Philippines. Cebu, Cagayan de Oro, of course Manila, Baguio City. I've seen you all live and in person. Love to come back. We're going to Germany in June. We're going to Nicaragua. We're going back to Costa Rica. We'll be back in Israel, but not in May. We had to cancel our tour. There just weren't enough people coming with us. I think people are very concerned about all the unrest there. I understand. Please pray for the peace of Jerusalem today. The government is in upheaval again because of the battles of Israeli Jews and Palestinian Arabs. It's a mess. Thank you all for your prayers. I see some of your words of encouragement, and I'm so grateful. late. This is my new McPherson carbon fiber guitar. Fairly indestructible. Can you see the carbon fiber pattern in the top? It's very cool. It's basically a plastic, carbon fiber. And it's amazing. This is going to be my new travel guitar because it's going to be very difficult, not impossible, but very difficult for the airlines to hurt. And I have a new case cover, and I think the Lord is watching. Oh, I know the Lord's watching over us. Look, I got Lisbon. I was in Lisbon, let me think, in 1973. I walked in the streets of Lisbon. I wasn't a believer yet, but I was there on my way to Italy to study music because I wanted to be a cantor and an opera singer. And the cruise ship stopped in Portugal, and I got off, walked the streets, bought some water, and then got back on board the ship. But I have been in Lisbon. I'd love to get there to minister. I was supposed to be in Spain in May, but we had 4 cities that said we don't have enough people, so let us replan and get some more folks. I am filled with passion for the nations, and I hope that all of these nations are soon going to open. Yes, Tara, Pastor Dixon is here in Jacksonville, and we're talking about more wells. On Friday, we're going to plan 3 more for Zimbabwe, and child sponsorship also with Celebration Church, Pastor John Scott. All right, I gotta go. I have to go. And so, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until the Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. I love watching your comments. It just keeps me talking here. All right, I got to go. I've got things to do. You do too. Thanks for joining me today on Worship Wednesday. I look forward to seeing. Come on, join us as a world partner. We're drilling wells. We're bringing clean water to hundreds of thousands of Jews in Zimbabwe and their Muslim neighbors. We're writing new songs. We're bringing the joy and salvation of the Lord to the nations. Don't you want to be a part? I know you do. Click on one of these links. Join us for a year. I know you'll be glad that you did. All right, God bless you. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing you Friday for Shabbat in your home. Purim's coming up, the Feast of Esther. Don't miss it. God bless you.